I know this is going to come as a shocker, but that $2,000 dividend check, they're already backing away from that. And I'm going to talk about that towards the tail end of this video. But let's talk about the $2,000 tariff dividend check that Donald Trump has promised everybody, and that all of the MAGA content creators are on social media saying, see, he's going to give you money. First of all, you guys sure did flip the switch on socialism awfully quick, didn't you? A minute ago, you guys were bitching about Mamdani winning in New York City. Look, he's just going to give away free shit. And now you're like, Daddy Trump, can you please send me $2,000? You guys don't even see that? Now here's where people are already typing into the comment section. But Tom, it's tariff money that you paid. So far in 2025, the average American has paid $2,600 more for their cost of living than they did this time last year. Why? Tariffs. So over the course of the Trump presidency so far, you've paid more, $2,600 more, and you're celebrating getting $2,000 of that back? You guys are the easiest marks for any grifter ever. Look, he's given us $2,000. Okay, but you've shelled out an additional $2,600. Why are you celebrating this? But more to the point, that might not even come in the form of cash, boys and girls. They're already backing away from the idea of sending you a check. They're already saying, well, that could come in many forms. It could come, for example, in the form of a tax rebate, so that you get a break on your taxes at the end of the year. And it might not even be a new tax break. It might be a tax break they already gave you, like no tax on tips or no tax on overtime. Watch this.
So after Donald Trump announced a $2,000 dividend that he would pay out to Americans, Scott Bessent goes on ABC this week and then says that that payment can look different. It doesn't have to come in a dividend or in a stimulus payment. It could come in a tax cut or a tax break. Here is what he said.
The $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security.
So rough translation, you're never going to see that money. One, it requires congressional approval, which I don't think Congress wouldn't approve. It's just that it's just not going to happen. It's a pretend promise. Donald Trump just said that, and now Scott Bessent is saying, no, we've already done it because you've got no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, things like that. That's worth the $2,000 tax credit. So you're not really going to see a $2,000 payment. So that's it. You can follow for more news, but you don't have to. Make sure to follow my Instagram. I'm not posting on there as much, but I'm going to start to. Thank you.
I'm the worst at tagging people, but if you're going to use somebody's video like that, I always do try and stay till the end when they announce where they're at and other social media platforms. I mean, it's the least I can do for people whose content I'm incorporating into my own. But there you go. That $2,000 dividend could come in many forms, like a tax break at the end of the year. So not an actual cash payment to you, and not even a new tax break. The amount that we're going to let you write off of your income taxes at the end of the year for Social Security or for overtime, that could cover the $2,000 that we just promised you. How pissed would you guys be then? Especially all you blue-collar Trump supporters. How pissed are you going to be if you don't actually get $2,000 for you and $2,000 for your spouse and $2,000 for each one of your kids? How pissed are you going to be when if that doesn't happen? And what this really is that the money that you're allowed to write off of your overtime at the end of the year, because he fucked you on that promise too. You guys all thought that there was going to be no overtime taken out of your paychecks. But the money that you're going to be able to write off of your overtime at the end of the year, that already counts towards that $2,000. Thank you very much. Go fuck yourself. How pissed are you guys going to be when that happens? If that happens. They're already backing away from it. That could come in the form of a tax break, Doesn't mean we got to cut people checks. Personally, I hope he does cut the checks. I hope he does. We'll throw ours in the bank and sit on it for a little bit. Maybe pay a couple of bills. But I know a lot of people who are going to be celebrating the fuck out of getting those checks if they actually materialize. And those checks will be gone in a week. It'll be a blip on their radar over the course of their fiscal year. They're going to hoot and holler and howl at the moon. They're going to drink the best alcohol they can possibly buy that particular weekend, and then it's all going to be gone. The blink of an eye. And they're going to be right back where they started. Us, I mean, if he did it, because of the 3 people in the house, you're looking at $6,000. Our daughter would get $2,000. Our other daughter, who's married, they would get $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000. My other daughter, who's living with her boyfriend, they'd get $4,000. Yeah, go ahead, write those fucking checks. Write those fucking checks. Finish selling MAGA on the idea of socialism, Donnie. Go ahead, buy their vote. Let's see if you can make this happen. And MAGA, if it materializes in the form of a tax break, and if it materializes in the form of a tax break you've already gotten, so you get nothing additional from where you are right now, I don't want to fucking hear it. You voted for this.